Good morning. My name is Scott Redler, Chief Strategic Officer at T3Lab.com. It is Friday. Happy Friday. This is the relaxed morning call. As of right now, the futures are up, I think, 10, 12 handles, maybe even a little bit more than that. The 8:30 numbers came out, and they were very strong. At first, the market went up and down a few different times. I was talking on the radio on the VTF. I'm like, you know what? I think good news is going to be good news. And, lo and behold, after a little back and forth, markets indicating higher. And this is after 4 down days, and this is what really the trend has been all year long, where on the 3rd, 4th, or 5th down day, you look to at least cover, and then maybe for quality longs. And even in this down move, we've seen some positive action in a lot of different names that you could have been very tactical with. So let's just take it right to the chart. You look at the SPX, you will see that here is the trend that's been intact since early November, following it all the way up. If you want to navigate the intermediate or shorter term trends, here are the 3 different topping areas that gave us minor corrections to hold that trend line. This was the most recent intermediate trend from the red dog reversal that engulfed it. And PS, this was last Friday when you had that little cautionary sign that perhaps some weakness could set in. So that's your red dog reversal. This took out the prior low, and then PS, this is where we closed yesterday. So with that said, we did hold the 21-day, which is something we've been pretty much, following all the way since the last start of this October move. And now it does look like we're opening back above 1800. So with that being said, let's see if the market could open up above 1800 and stay above 1800, do a little sideways action, and then continue on its way. Things that we talked about yesterday were the potential of LinkedIn. Okay, we've been talking about social media for the majority of this week, and social media was a really nice place to be. It was upgraded this morning. Here is that wedge type pattern that we talked about yesterday with 222, and now it's opening up into resistance. See how it handles it. If you're long some from yesterday, maybe trim and trail. Facebook, another name we've been focusing on. This one, these lines are still in here from early in the week where it had this inside range. We're like, which way will it break? It broke to the upside. You get rid of this now, and you will see that this trend that was to the, this descending channel here broke sideways. Nice trade inside day. Today we'll see if it goes above this, 48.77 to give you a retest of that 100-day. As far as Yelp, also, in the cards too, where, this had that wedge type pattern. This was, I think, Tuesday we talked about it. Which way will it break? Didn't break that way. Broke to the upside. And, yesterday you had a little inside day. Now you'll see if that continues. And then as far as other things out there, Tesla, let's see what that wants to do today. This is when it broke this small little downtrend. Yesterday was an inside day here. Okay, the question is, can this continue? If it wants to continue, perhaps today or Monday, it'll continue through this 144.43. We also saw some day ones in some of the coal names. I went along a little bit of BTU, thinking that look at this day one type action. Maybe we get day 2. I know it's a laggard stock. Gave you a little topping tail here, to get out of the way. So if you're looking for an invitation to get back in, perhaps that was yesterday. Same thing for Walter. Walter also, day 1 engulfed some of the moving averages. Maybe it continues. We had a really nice ride in some tech names. In Apple, we've talked about this chart many times. It was nice and juicy here, nice and juicy there. Got a trade all the way up here. And then yesterday it did close red. And this is probably, if you look at my disclosures, one of the few days that I didn't actually take it home long. And then there's a little bit of an article in the Wall Street Journal talking about maybe Q1 being softer, but whatever. We'll see what happens here. Either way, it was a little bit overbought. I'd like to see a move back down to the 8-day-ish, in order to rebuy or look for some type of, signal. But as of right now, bit extended. You have this ascending little channel here. If it were to get below this 566, you could see a little bit of a corrective type move down to here. As far as the banks, could be in focus today with, stronger numbers are typically good for the banks. With that being said, last time we had the jobs number, it ignited right here. Okay, then you had your continuation. Then it got a little faulty, pulled into the 21-day. The 21-day has been holding for the majority of this new move from early October. So, we'll see what happens today, see if the gap up holds. All in all, I know it's been frustrating in the banks lately, but you want to look at perspective, hasn't really been that big of a correction. So we'll see what happens there. Bank of America did hold the highest. Okay, it didn't reach the 21-day. So that is a little bit better than some of the other names out there. This was when it broke out about a month ago, and this was that engulfing day that put it on the map. And now the question is, can it get going? I would think a close above what is this, about 560, 570 would put it back on the table for maybe a $16 number tomorrow. We'll see if it holds in there. So moral of the story is this. After 4 or 5 down days, the market's well bid for today. Good news is being looked at as good news. Let's see if this gap holds. If you happen to be flat-footed today because you don't take a lot of risk into a jobs number, that's fine. Most traders do go in with low risk. Hopefully, if you've been short, you didn't go short into this number because, we've been down 30 somewhat handles from the highs, and 30 handles off the highs has not been a great place to press for shorts for the majority of 2013. It's been a better spot to look to buy. So with that being said, it's been a nice week. There's been a lot of things to do. There's been a lot of things to do, even most of this year, even most recently over Thanksgiving when a lot of the high beta names went. So with that said, it's Friday. Don't push it. If you could, tack on some cash flow to your week, great. If you feel like you don't want to chase the market today, that's fine too. You'll see where things settle, and then maybe next week will be a little bit more set up for you. With that said, have a great weekend. Scott Redler, T3 Live, the morning call. I will potentially see you at the recap. Bye-bye.
I'm Mark Sperling, Director of Trading with T3 Trading Group and contributor to T3 Live. Do you trade on your own, but you wish you enjoyed the benefits of a large trading floor? With the T3 Live virtual trading floor, we deliver that experience to you on your computer. On the VTF, you can follow the long and short positions of experienced professional traders like myself, Scott Redler, and others, and listen to our live radio stations as we navigate the markets. In addition, you get the added value of a large community of sophisticated and like-minded traders. In my opinion, joining the room will be the best trading decision you will ever make. I would like to invite you to begin your membership with a 7-day free trial. To get started, visit t3live.com and click on the Virtual Trading Floor tab. Have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you in the VTF.